Hello everybody, it is me, DK, and today we have a challenge, and we are going to see if I can beat Pokemon Infinite Fusion, but everything is randomized. But first, we need to tell what things are actually randomized, because some things need to not be randomized because you need certain things to progress in the game, and if I don't get certain things, then I can lose. So, the things that are randomized. Every single Pokemon, either in the wild or in a trainer, is randomized. That includes gyms. One thing about gyms is they still have a specialty Pokemon, but they are randomized. So, Brock could have fairy type. Well, actually, no, he can't have fairy type. I'm stupid. Brock could have ground Pokemon instead of rock Pokemon. But the Pokemon that are in his team are randomized as well. Starter Pokemon are randomized, and Pokemon you get from gifts are randomized. Any item is randomized, except for items like the SSN tickets, and other things like that, and like TMs for cut, surf, strength, rock smash, that type of thing is not randomized. But any other item that is in a Pokeball that I can grab is randomized. So, let's get started. Can I beat Pokemon Infinite Fusion with everything 100% randomized? Well, let's figure that shit out, I guess. I chose Gyarados, because it's Giratina mixed with Sandile. Sandile being one of my favorite Pokemon. I then named Gyarados God, and then God definitely won a fight against a mother with a big head. I got Oak's Parcel. I then got the Pokedex, and then I beat up Brock's normal type Pokemon with only God, because he's God. I taught God Rock Smash. I then saw Giovanni doing some sort of fucking animal rights violation. I beat up his slave scientist, and then his abomination machine went and kapluied. I then grabbed the Helix fossil, because praise the Lord, the Helix. I then found this fucking tiny thing, and then I named him Tiny Man. I beat up Misty with fucking God. And then Tiny Man evolved from Tiny Man to Slightly Bigger Man. I then beat Subscribe with, God. After that, God evolved into Cooler God. I find Bill, and he turns himself into a Rhydon. And then I save him from a ton of Rhydon D's nuts jokes. I then rub this old man's back for the cut technique, and definitely gonna have to report that to HR. And then I beat this war vet with fucking God, because you can't beat a god. I then found whatever this abomination is, so I named him Cursed. Cursed then evolved not so long later. I beat up Subscribe again with God, and then God evolved into some type of Batman-looking creature. It's pretty sick, though. I then found an Electric Stone and evolved Tiny Man, and now he's a big man. I find this Eevee and give it to her, and she gives me a Pokemon, which I name Dragon Tails. And then Dragon Tails evolves not so long after. I then find Giovanni in the sewer, covered in shit water. I then proceeded to beat his shit in. I then beat up Erica's flamboyantly gay Pokemon, and then cursed evolved again into something quite less cursed. And then right after that, Dragon Tails evolved as well. I then went and kicked Koga's ninja ass. Psst, I also found this thing in the wild that you should know. I then beat up these Jackie Chan lookalikes and chose what would be a Hitmontop. I then named him Dr. Bustdown. If you get that reference, you're a trooper. And then Dr. Bustdown evolved, not once, but twice. I then beat up Sabrina's bug thing. I then find Blaine sitting in the house that he probably helped burn down, you fucking arsonist. And then I beat up said fucking arsonist. I then find Giovanni, and he made a fucking crack baby. I then sent that crack baby right back to the orphanage where he belongs. And then I fought Giovanni legally this time. And then Dragon Tails evolved into a pretty sick looking Pokemon. Now it's time, everyone, for the time you've been waiting for. The Elite Four. And to start it off, we got Lorelei. More like, Lorelei down because you're fucking dead. And then we got that one person where in that movie, they always say to not talk about him, but then they say his name way more than, like any other character's name. And then we got Agatha, my personal fave. I'm a Gengar man myself. When you have two Gengars, you're good in my book. Now Lance, the strongest of the Elite Four members. Now I know he's gonna be a real champ. Oh, nope. Nope, he's dead. Yeah, he's just dead. I then fight Subscribe! Which, he was pretty easy too. All these people are pretty easy when you have a fucking god on your team. Now, to show you all my Pokemon. First, we got God, we got Cursed, we got Dragon Tails, we got Dr. Bustdown, we got God 2, and the Pokemon that we don't talk about because his footage was somewhere in there and I accidentally deleted it, and I'm not going back through 9 hours of footage. And now, if the video's over, but if you guys want to, you can look at my Pokedex, see all the 516 different Pokemon that I saw in this journey that, you know, most of them you didn't see, so, you know, if you want, you can look at that.